just see Reverend Cleveland standing next to Reverend Nix, next to Elmer Hendricks, next to Clara Ward, next to Roberta Martin. Can't you just see them saying, come on?
Mornings are made by God to make us fall in love with life, not just once, but again and again. Mornings are created for us to see the beauty of life and to know there are people who care and pray for us to be happy, healthy, and strong. I pray that this day brings a smile, not just to your lips, but to your heart as well. Good morning and welcome to the Learning Academy 2021. I am Dr. Roberta Hill, the 13th District Christian Education Director. We are excited that you have joined us today as we, the 13th District Board of Christian Education, usher in a new era under the leadership of our new Episcopal team, Bishop E. Henning Byfield and Supervisor Ansley Byfield. Our opening plenary will be conducted by Bishop Henning Byfield, the presiding prelate of the 13th Episcopal District. I present to you a servant of God, a warrior for peace and justice, and our visionary coach, the 135th elected and consecrated bishop of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, Bishop E. Henning Byfield, who serves as the president of the Bishops' Council. Hear ye her.
Good morning, everybody. I greet you in Jesus' joy. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless God's holy name. I am excited and delighted to be with Dr. Roberta Hill and the fine members of this Christian education team for the 13th Episcopal District and the Learning Academy, and for you, my brothers and sisters in Christ. I have asked if I could have a moment with everyone, just mainly to greet and to talk and to share about transitions and know who you are. Yesterday, I met with the presiding elders for most of the day. And then yesterday afternoon, after the wonderful interview with Dr. Paulette Coleman, I met with the clergy of the 13th district. It had been my initial intent to meet with the lay this morning only, and then I felt led by the Lord to meet with everybody in the Learning Academy. I want to thank Bishop Jeffrey Leith for leading such a wonderful district, and Dr. Susan Leith as we make this transition. I am here in Nashville. We'll be here for a few more days. My husband and I will journey back to Indianapolis, and then in a few weeks, we'll begin to make the permanent transition here to the 13th Episcopal District. So I want to share a couple of things as we move, as we get to know each other, and as we get to grow together. I am, tomorrow will be 2 weeks that I would have been assigned as the bishop of the 13th Episcopal District. That has been a wonderful journey, but it's been an intense journey because, whenever the bishop is assigned, everybody sort of defers and says, okay, whatever you want. And I have to keep telling everybody, I don't know what I want, I just got here. And so this is going to be a good journey for all of us. The first thing I ask you to do is continue to pray for the life of the district, for the life of your churches, for the life of your communities. That it's only by spiritual fidelity that we can begin to grow and move together and to work together and to serve together. I will be sending out a prayer call in which I will ask you to pray some specific things and specific times so that we can be in one accord. The second is that you pray specifically for the transition, for me, for my husband, and for all of us as we get to move anytime leadership changes of any level, at a pastoral level, at the president of a lay organization. There is some, you have to get adjusted. I used to tell preachers when I lecture to them in workshops that when you go to a church to pastor, the people have looked at a pastor for 5 years and they have seen his or her moves. They know when the way that she rubs her hair or the way he moves, it's going to move somewhere. And so then you come in and people have to get adjusted to your words, to how you say it, what you are saying, what you mean. And so that you will begin to pray for that transition and for me to be the leader. I have been asked repeatedly, what do I see as my leadership style? And I have said to everybody that I define myself as a visionary coach. I am one who knows that God sets the vision through us and through the leader, but that vision is amplified, strengthened, expanded, understood when the team works together. A good coach empowers their people. A good coach listens to other coaches, junior coaches, understanding of a game, or they know the players often better than the senior coach. So it is my job that you are all a part of the team, the presiding elders and the connection and district officers serve as, if you will, under coaches, not under in terms of anything negative, and that you will help me make the plays, run the team to do what God has and wants us to do. And in that way that we can be successful in understanding that. Several years ago, when I first became presiding elder, we were at home watching a game on Sunday morning, and we're laughing because I was so used to getting up going to church every Sunday, and then I became a presiding elder. And there was a Sunday, my husband said, do we have to go to church? And I said, no. So we watched the Coast game. And in the middle of one of the plays, they switched to the coach, and he was, talking in an earpiece, and he was smiling. And the commentator said something like, I know he's happy with his coach. So I asked, my husband what was going on, And he said, well, they have coaches in the sky, in the top of the stadium. And so when the coach on the ground instructs the play, the coaches in the higher part of the stadium can see differently than what the coach on the ground can do. And so they tell the senior coach, run the play this way or move the play that way, and they can see the movement that we can't see, and that it is up to the coach on the ground to know that there's a coach in the sky, which in my interpretation is God, but that God puts coaches all around us so that if we listen to what God wants us to do, then we can do what God has us to do. So all of you are a part of the team. There is no big coach or little coach. All of you are part of the team, and the 13th district won't continue to grow and to soar until all of you give your gifts and talents and you bring what God has given to you to bring to the table that we may work together. And so with that, I have a reasonably open door. And I say reasonably because, but anyone can contact me. You can contact me at the office at the AME 13th. I think if somebody would put it on the screen, you may email me there, or you can email me in my personal email, Henning Byfield @gmail.com. I'll repeat that, Henning Byfield, HENNING BYFIELD @gmail.com. You may contact for the supervisors, particularly the missionaries and the YPDs and the spouses, may contact my husband at Ainsley, AINSLEYM Byfield @gmail.com. That's AINSLEYM Byfield @gmail.com. And so the only reason why I am, no, is AINSLEY. So whoever typed it, just put it on the screen. It's AINSLEYM Byfield. The only reason why I'm not giving you my cell number is that I'm in transition about getting a new number. And so give me a few days and we will release that number to you so you may contact me directly. Thirdly, I have been asked over and over, that's correct. Thirdly, I have been asked over and over, what are my goals and my visions? And I have to say over and over, I just got here. And so while God has impregnated me with certain things and some things that I've seen in the spirit and discussed with people, I believe that goals and objectives are best suited when you hear from the players on the team, when you talk to the leaders, to make sure that what they see and you see can come to a meeting of the mind. So that is why yesterday I met with the presiding elders all day to understand the district from the leader's perspective. I shared with the clergy, and I will be having a formal discussion with the entire lay, with the district. I will talk to Sister Ely to make sure that we can be on the same day, same time, to have a Zoom conversation with the entire laity of the 13th Episcopal District. In the meantime, tomorrow, my husband and I are beginning to have the individual discussions. So all day tomorrow, pray for my strength, we'll be meeting with the WMS, YPD, the lay organization, the Consuelo, WIM, Sons of Allen, Youth and Young Adult, all the other organizations, component heads in the 13th district. And then the following Saturday, because that's going to take longer time, I'm going to be meeting with the conference trustees, the budget committees, finance committees, and the board of examiners as we go forward. Those meetings will allow the leaders of their components to have intimate conversations with what concerns that you may have, what directions, what you're already working on, so that we don't have to come in and change everything, but to support. There will be some transitions and some changes just because there's just some things that need to be done in my estimation, and we're working through that. So let me talk about annual conference. Let me talk about the perspective, and then that will help you understand annual conference. I believe that every component head and every person has a right to be heard and to be seen and to be respected. So my personal style is I work really hard not to embarrass anybody, not to humiliate anybody. And if something happens publicly, to try to work through that very privately. Secondly, I believe that if everybody has a voice to be heard, and while they cannot be heard all at the same time, that we have to create systems in which those voices are heard and respected. So for the annual conference, there are some changes that the presiding elders and I have talked through. We're still working on the dynamics of that. If you would define me, I would say to you, I am a contemporary traditionalist. So I'm very contemporary, but there's some things that are very traditional to me. Annual conference for me is a place of celebration and direction and reporting, so that all of the components where possible are members of the annual conference to report, to come, and we also come to celebrate. So in some conferences, one thing that I am by request, some conference is that every missionary society for that conference can have a night in white if they choose to do so. Every lay organization for that conference will have an evening worship. We're still trying to work through because of the diversities of the conference when that will occur. Most of it will occur on Thursday night, but I think in West Tennessee and some others, we may have to make some adjustment on which night that's going to be. We are working through bringing completely the YPD as a part of the annual conference. And so we are looking at continuing their work, their time on the Saturday morning, which has been the tradition, and then making sure that we do have an opportunity for them to celebrate and to worship and to use their gifts and graces. And we're trying to work out that, but most likely Saturday afternoon. We are inviting women in ministry to have service during the annual conference, probably on Friday noon and at the Sons of Allen. One of my goals or commitments is to begin to restore, I want to say restore, to get the lift up, to bring back to the annual conference, to encourage the leadership of men in our conference. And so we're looking at every conference sometime in which the men to celebrate. So you hear very quickly that we're looking at the women in ministry, Sons of Allen, the lay organization, the YPD, and the WMS to be actively a part in the service. And when I meet with Consuelo, my husband has said to me, make sure that Consuelo is included. And so we want to look at how that may be possible or inclusive. So we're still working out the details of those kinds of things, but that is a part of my goal and my commitment. The annual conference will be hybrid, meaning that we will be in place, in person, for those who can, and as long as we can practice social distance. The other part of that is that we have asked the technical team with Dr. Hale and Sister Marcia and others that to create a Zoom platform for those who physically cannot come to or concerned about coming, that they would come through the Zoom platform. We would be asking if that happens, that we take care that personal business. I have instructed the team. This is my issue, and I hope I just don't believe that the annual conference that we ought to publicize in Zoom pastors' private business in terms of addresses, telephone numbers, that kind of thing, and that we should not publicize it on the website. It will be distributed, in some form at the annual conference, but that in the light of hacking and people doing identity theft. I told the elders yesterday that on Tuesday, somebody hacked all of my accounts, and I had to spend hours going through 27 of my accounts online to change all of the passcodes. It's laborious, and because it was so highly done, so sophisticatedly done, that I couldn't use any of the passwords that I had used in the past. So then trying to figure out 27 new passwords. But then just this morning, I was alerted that someone is again hacked my Facebook, and I have put in many protocols and double identities and double passwords. And so it is important that we protect our servants from our direct participation in that. Lastly, for everybody, I believe that annual conference ought to be as less stressful as possible. I said less stressful because it's always going to be stressful at some levels, and so that you will see that, and that we just have a time to trust God, to worship God, to hear the reports, and celebrate what God has done and what God will do. Beyond that, then we will, as God so unveils through our discussion and prayer, that we'll be able to discuss some of the goals that we are heading toward. A couple of them I do know that we can inform you about. Dr. Holman has been very strong about collecting the histories of the 13th Episcopal District. And we have been asked through Dr. Treadwell to participate in having churches, write their histories and to identify specifically personalities in their own churches that stick out, that need to be affirmed. And so you will be hearing from them through me in the next few weeks about how we can identify our histories and to know, to identify our people and to know our histories. Beyond that, then I just want to do two things before we close. I'm asking every organization and every person three questions. The first question is, what are the strengths of the 13th Episcopal District? 2, what are the challenges of the 13th Episcopal District? And 3, what is your wish going forward? It was my hope that we would do breakout groups, but Elder Hale has informed me that with the high number of people on the call, that could be very, very cumbersome in trying to put you in a breakout group, have you discuss it, come back with one answer. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to put it in for the first question. What are the strengths of the district? If you want to send me a private chat, you can do a direct chat to me. If it's something that you don't mind sharing with everybody, we're going to, are we recording? So if we can start, if we can start record, are we recording? Okay. so that we can record particularly chats. So I would ask that you do this. If you will start with the first question, just answer that. You can answer it to everyone, or you can direct it to me. What are the strengths of the 13th Episcopal District? Okay, I see our history. Anyone else? And if you reported yesterday with the clergy, feel free to answer again. Willingness to work. History Foundation. We fight for our own loyal members. History gifts. Diverse congregations in urban and rural. We play nice in public. I love it. Well, if we play nice in public, then what do we do when we're private? That's the other part of that. All right, thank you for that. Diversity of gifts and talent, creativity, lots of creativity, resilience, teamwork. All right, I'm gonna give you a few more seconds. Civic and politically minded. AME connection, financial solvency, rich church history, bonding together during crisis, teamwork and adversity, and diversity. All right. If you then can make a switch and answer local, lots of AMEs, and very good. If you can make a switch and answer what are the challenges that you think are in the district. Chain of communication, succession planning, integrating rural congregations, getting more men, Gen X, Y, and Z, and millennials, apathy, too many small churches, technology, transitioning of pastors, slow to respond to critical issues politically, communication and follow-up, technology, attaching young people, the physical separation of the people, theologically differences, that's an interesting one. There's diversity in the higher levels of power. Mentorship. Local church disconnect, okay. Integrating all components, being seen in our community. All right, you can continue to write, but the last question is, what is your wish going forward? Closed mindset, I see that. Too heavy administration. What is your what is your wish going forward? Open-mindedness, a more inclusive 13th. Working together, church growth, fund theological education, youth inclusion, how to configure churches, more churches in the Commonwealth, revival, spiritual renewal, cohesiveness, young adult inclusion. All right. Continue to write. Now, of all of those things that you've seen that read in the chat, I would ask that you, if there's one that you personally would be interested in working with others to do, what that would be. So I see evangelism, church growth, spiritual ed, leadership. So if that would be one thing, youth inclusion, becoming the go place for social justice. I like that one. Economic development, streams of revenue. So if there is one thing under my career as chaplain, yes. If there is one thing that you would be willing to work on, LGBTQ talks, youth inclusion, if there would be one thing that you would be interested in working on, will you type that in the chat? So it would be, I am interested in working with technology. I'm working with youth inclusion, or I'm working with community involvement. So if you would take that, okay, so spiritual formation, okay, evangelism, historical preservation, community involvement, involving youth, community involvement. All right. Okay, I'm gonna give you a few more seconds. Because we only have about 5 minutes. Evangelism and church growth. Okay, I see it. Interested in evangelism, church growth, community involvement, mentoring. All right. We got it. You have my email, Henning Byfield at gmail.com. And you have the 13th district email, office at, okay, yeah, I haven't gotten it yet. So when somebody type it in again, I really apologize. I'll learn it eventually. All right, the last thing then we have, let me look at the time. I have about 5 minutes. So I need you to, if there are any questions, immediate questions that you want me to answer, knowing that we don't have a whole lot of time. So any immediate questions that you want to ask me, put it in the chat. I can't promise to answer all of them. What day do you think the annual conference will open? Okay, I'm gonna write. And how can we help in the transition? Okay. Any other questions before I answer the two that I have? Will you visit all churches? I can answer that right away. Yes. Who is your favorite theologian? Probably Howard Thurman is one, and I just have a whole bunch of them, but that comes. Was the Getting to Know You interview recorded? I don't know. Okay, so let me ask the one question that I saw was about annual conference. Annual conferences will open on Thursday at every annual conference. And it will open Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Roll call will be at 9 a.m. Roll call will be at 9. Then the organization of the annual conference, the elders reports, and then we would go to the service. in, I think, Memphis. West Tennessee will be the only one whose annual service, the annual sermon, will be in the evening. Everyone else will have it in the morning of Thursday. So let me repeat. We'll open at 9 a.m. for praise and worship will start about a quarter till by the candidates and the Board of Examiners, 9 o'clock. Roll call, organization of the conference, and presiding elders reports. Then we'll go into worship. We're still trying to work through, because of COVID, how communion will be done. Most likely it will be done on Saturday with everybody. Then we'll break for lunch and then come back and begin the pastor's reports, and then the Board of Examiners after that. On Wednesday, we will look at having the WMS will have their day, and if they choose to have the Night in Light and White for their conference, they will be able to do so. If they choose not to do so, then we will probably make some adjustments. If the worship service if the annual sermon is in the day, then we will go to maybe the lay service for Thursday. The lay will do the service for Thursday evening. If the annual sermon is in the evening, we will accommodate. We're working with the president of the West Tennessee to find another day. So that's the opening date. Every annual conference will start on Thursday, and every annual conference will end on Sunday. West Tennessee and Tennessee, they're closing. The commissioning will be in the afternoon, as the way you've always done it. And in Kentucky and East Tennessee, it will be in the morning. Hopefully a schedule, after we confirm some things, a schedule will be sent out mid-August, end of August. We're just trying to catch up. The Getting to Know You was live stream, so to the 13th District Facebook and YouTube pages. The others, how can you help me with the transition? Right now, just pray. I'm president of the Council of Bishops, and almost every day we have some event that takes my time, and I'm focusing on the 13th district, and I'm still a grandmama that my kids are a little frustrated that we haven't seen them. So you can really pray. I'm just trying to work through it in my head. So as soon as I can work through it in my head, then I can tell you specifically what it is that we're going to need you to do. I think that's it, unless there are any other questions. What's my favorite? What is it? My favorite type of music. I'm a music person. I love every kind of music. I write hymns. I write gospel. I write anthems. I listen to all of it. My criteria is it's got to be good, y'all. So I just don't want to come to church and hear really bad music. And I say bad music, meaning that they don't have any sense of spirit. And I don't mean spirit meaning noise. I mean commitment to the song that they're singing. When did you desire the investiture? We're working on that. That has to be coordinated in time with the Joe Board. So I can't give you specifics of that at this point. I'll hear one more question, and then thank you. I'll hear one more question, and then I will. I have been asked to about opening. So let me just say that reopening the churches. So I believe that that's a personal relationship with the pastor, the elder, and the bishop. I think that churches ought not to be reopened until you know that it's safe to come, that your people will be protected, that you have the ability to do social distancing, mask wearing, and checking temperatures. My understanding that many of you have submitted your plan to Bishop Lee. If he approved that plan, you don't need to resubmit that plan to me. If the plan has not been approved, then you do need to send it through your elder and to me so that that plan can be done and approved. Many have said they wanted to go back in September. I don't have a problem with any of it. I just have a problem that we're protected, our members are safe, you're safe, and that we can create a safe environment. Hi, Dr. Hill, thank you for allowing me to do that. And thank you for all of the participants who had to change your adjustment, had to adjust your time. So let's get ready for an exciting learning academy. Thank you, Dr. Hill.
Reverend Hale. Okay, I am unmuted. Thank you so much, Bishop. We appreciate all of your comments and all of the information you shared with us to even make us a stronger district. And I hope you got the vibes that we are supportive and we are in your corner, and look forward to the coaching you will do with the visions that we come up with and the visions that we have for our district. So I want to thank you for that opportunity. And I'm sure those that are hosting annual conference and others were very pleased to hear what the schedule looks like. And we appreciate the time that you put into making that possible for us at this time. We are about to go into our sessions. And what I'd like to do at this point is to explain a little of that and give some direction. We have our adults in a session, our high school, which is 9 to 12 grades, and grades 6 to 8, our middle school people, and our elementary people, grades 3 to 5. And in the spirit of what's going on right now in terms of the Olympics, I'd like to take this opportunity to call the names or introduce our gold medal award-winning presenters and those that are making this happen. Our gold medal winners for our adult class, it will be co-hosted by Mrs. Priscilla Sullivan. Our adult teachers will be Reverend Sonia Brown Deloach, Mr. Chris Wilson, Mrs. Forty Franklin, and Reverend Amela Starks Umoja are our gold medal presenters this morning for adults. Our middle school people, our high school people will be co-hosted, and our technician is Reverend Kenneth Love. Those that are teaching and leading those sessions, Ms. LaQuandria Sweat, Dr. Dennis Dickerson Jr., Mr. Gene Settles, and Reverend Louise Spencer. Our middle school will be co-hosted, or our technician is Ms. Tiffany Gregory. Those that are teaching this morning, Ms. Ramona Young, Ms. Mary Ragland, Ms. Demetria Anderson, and Ms. Stephanie Young, and Ms. Jarita Powell. And for our elementary people, the technician and co-host will be Reverend Brown Safor, Mrs. Louise Stuckey, Mr. Robert Pace, Ms. Gina Hazlerick, and Reverend Deshelle Cobbin. So those are they are award winners already. They've won the gold, and we're just thankful for them for taking the opportunity to teach and present to you. We know the scripture, study to show thyself approved, so that we rightly divide the word of God. And so we look forward to the teachings that will go on. In addition, and as with most, there will be an evaluation that we will be asking for you to complete. In that evaluation, we will put the link on after the sessions are over, prior to going into the worship service. And it also will appear on the website for those maybe needing to get it there. But moreover, we do value what you have to say. We value your comments. And as always, we try to build upon those things that you have said to us. Last year was real critical as to what we do. And last year we asked, did you want face-to-face or virtual? And 89% said virtual and 11% said face-to-face. So the 89% is why we're sitting here today, in addition to all that's going on with the COVID-19 piece. So at this time, I will break and give you the opportunity to be placed into your breakout rooms. And there are facilitators and technicians and co-hosts who will make this work. So please take heed to the directions given so that you can begin your journey in learning this morning. Thank you for your time and attention.
All right, the breakout rooms are open. And so if it didn't pop up on your Zoom screen, then go down to your toolbar. And if you don't see an indication for breakout rooms, click on more. But when you see the box, you simply choose your class by clicking on join next to the grade level or the age level for the adults in which you are going to participate today. Your technicians will meet you in the rooms and the teachers will be ready for you. We're excited about a great day of learning in this Learning Academy.
We'd also like to ask that you be mindful of our time so that we can reassemble for our closing worship, which we would hope will begin at 12:15. So we would like you in place for our closing worship. Thank you.
Amen.
It's not moving me. This is Dr. Deloach.
I'll move you automatically then. Give me one second.
You can come in. I put my picture. Is that okay? Yeah.
Presiding Elder Hale, this is Lisa Stuckey. I'm having difficulty getting in as well.
All right, give me a moment because the list is actually moving on me, so it's difficult to catch people. I'm waiting for the list to slow down as people enter their classes.
Okay, this is Ramona Young, and I cannot get in either.
All right, give us one moment. I think maybe we just we had a lot of folks going in at once, so it's gotten a little bogged down.
Pastor Safor, I'm not in either.
All right.
It's not saying.
All right, the list is beginning to slow down. All right, there we go.
Well,
Dr. Deloach.
That message I sent you probably didn't see it.
I didn't.
I sent it on chat. I just wonder how they was going to do this since I didn't make the meeting.
I'm gone.
Oh,
Dr.
All right.
Hale.
Yes, for those who are having trouble, try again. And
Okay,
yes,
I'm not seeing the breakout rooms.
I'm not either. I'm not seeing.
I'm just seeing a list of
Names.
names of the participants, but I don't see the breakout rooms to join.
okay, scroll down that list to the bottom. What you're
Okay.
seeing is probably the unassigned, those who haven't joined a class yet.
Okay.
And so if you
okay,
scroll down a little further, you'll start to see the actual classes.
okay.
And you
Thank
should see the
you.
blue words join. Bless you. Yes, ma'am. And that goes for any others. Once folks start joining the breakout room, the system becomes a little bogged down, but also we have a great many people in here. All right, let me get back. Sister Lisa Stuckey, which class are you supposed to be in? I think it's 3 to 5. Yes.
Correct, yes.
All right. You should be in momentarily.
Okay,
And I think
Reverend Hale, I'm still not in either.
Sister Ramona, thank you for the reminder. And let's see, Sister Ramona, there you are. Which class are you supposed to be in?
Grade 6 through 8.
Thank you. And you should be in momentarily. All right. For those who are still in the main Zoom, if you're having troubles, you should be able to open up and unmute at the moment to let me know which class you need to enter into.
This is Tina Simmons. I'm supposed to be in adult class.
All right.
Reverend Agnes Henderson, adult class.
Gloria Spite, adult class.
I'm gonna do me a favor. Pause for me, saints. Pause for me. Let me do one at a time.
Okay.
I wish I had the ability to move that fast, but I do not. All right, let's see. Sister Wanda,
Yes,
which class?
adult.
All right, you are on the way.
Wanda Granberry,
William Muston.
Yes, Sister Wanda.
adult class.
Yes, ma'am.
Shelby Strode, adult
Yes.
class.
Yes, ma'am. And
Reverend Hill.
wonderfully done yesterday, Sister Shelby. Sister Joanna, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm blessed. Adult class?
Yes.
William Muston, adult class.
Hattie Brooks, the adult class.
Reverend George.
Adult class.
Benita Hall.
Edwina Buford, adult class.
Reverend Sharon Moore, adult class.
Is everybody with the adult class having trouble getting in?
Yes.
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 Now, let me ask this question. Are you all actually able to see where to join the adult class?
No.
Okay. Okay, let's try this then real quick because we're talking about 60 odd people here. So on your toolbar, if you don't see breakout rooms, then click on the words more.
I'm going to go visit my daughter for the next week.
We got more, but it says chat.
And it doesn't give you an option for breakout rooms?
No.
No, it just says chat or record on this computer.
Okay.
Elder Hell, mine gives the option to go to the grades, all the class for the kids, but for the adult, it's not listed.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dropping people into the adult class. Because I'm going to assume, because most of our attendees are assigned to the adult class. Now, if anybody needs to go to something other than adults, then please indicate that now.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Reverend Hill, I don't see my name. This is Reverend Murray.
You don't see your name?
No, sir.
Are you going to the adult class, Reverend Murray?
Yes, sir.
All right, my sister, I'll get you in there.
William Muston, adult class.
And I don't see my name, adult class.
All right. Give me a few moments. You'll be on the way.
Reverend Hell, this is Reverend. I see the full list, but I don't have a way of assigning myself into that high school class.
Okay, got you, my brother. Yeah, let's see. You should be in there now.
William
And
Muston, adult class, please.
Yes, sir. Brother Muston, let's see. Okay, I see. I kept hearing William, and I was looking for William. You're on the way, sir.
Okay.
J.W. Bowling, adult class.
Yes, sir. And thank you for sharing your phone conversation with us, my brother.
Reverend Bright, adult class.
All right, you're on the way. Give us one moment here.
Reverend Hill, Sandra Lynn, adult class.
Absolutely.
Reverend Bright, adult class.
All right, Pastor. Give me one moment. I'm almost to your name. There we go. All right.
Doris Allen, adult class.
Now, Brother Melvin, I thought you were moderating another class.
Not today.
Okay, not today. Got it. Okay. You're on the way.
Reverend Sarita, adult class.
Yes, ma'am. You were next on the list.
Brother Darden, are you going to an adult room? This is Amanda.
Brother Darden, are you trying to go to the adult room?
Brother Darden's audio is not connected.
Oh, is that it? Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Reverend Hale, this is Reverend Crawford at the Tennessee Conference. I'm trying to go to the adult room.
I'll get you there, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bless you.
You too.
Anybody else having trouble getting to their room?
Presiding Elder, this is Shawana Love. I'm having trouble screen sharing in the 3 to 8.
That's because it looks like you lost your ability to co-host. I've reinstated it. And so rejoin the room now, and I've got you set.
All right, thank you.
Bless you.
Good morning, it's Reverend Lasco. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be.
All right. Are you teaching a class or are you just joining a class?
Just joining.
Then the adults was looks like the path for your spiritual journey.
Okay. Thanks.
Bless you. All right. Anyone else need help?
Yes, this is Minister Tracy Dennis from Nashville, Tennessee District. I'm trying to find my class as well.
Are you teaching?
No, sir.
All right, then I'll throw you in with the adults. If it's the wrong class, come back out. The rest of the age groups are high school, middle school, and elementary school.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Anyone else?
Yes, I need to be put in the adult class.
Absolutely, Pastor.
Thank you.
Presiding Elder Hill.
Yes, my brother. How are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. Been doing good, just working. If I can be put into the adult class or whatever
right.
class you see fit, that's going to be beneficial to me.
Oh, well, my brother, you know, high school's got some openings. I don't know about you, but some days I want to go back to my youth.
Man,
and then, but only if I can know what I know now.
Look, I'm like Doc Brown from Back to the Future, man. Let me go ahead and get in the car and get up to 85 miles an hour and see where I land.
Absolutely. Only if I can do it on a stylistic train.
Man, yes.
Bless you, my brother.
All right now.
All right. Anyone else need assistance?